For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link no time to waste. For the record, for the record.
How's it going, YouTube? So I just got back from work kind of temporarily. It's about 7 o'clock at night and I am just home to kind of check on the dogs. They've been home alone all day, so I've been working all day. My wife's been out running errands and then she's had to work and do some other stuff. So they've pretty much been home for like 10 hours plus alone, so I wanted to come home and just make sure they're okay because I got to head back to work in a little bit for another 2 or 3 hours. It's going to be a bit of a late night, but for right now I am headed back to the gym to do 30 minutes of cardio on the stairs. Going to hit about 300 estimated calories according to what the machine says, and then I'm going to hit a little bit of core afterwards. So earlier this morning I hit a push workout. It was a pretty damn good workout. I was feeling great considering I haven't been getting a whole lot of sleep lately, maybe around 4 or 5 hours per night max, mainly just because of one, work has been pretty crazy lately, been staying pretty late, and these videos I've been trying to get them all edited and everything, so I've been up till like 12, 1 o'clock at night, and then up again in the morning around 4:30, 5 o'clock. So yeah, it has been a pretty hectic week. Though, however, luckily it's only going to be going on for like 1 more week, and then everything should start to slow down a bit, mainly with work. So yeah, it should be good. Only have to do it a little bit longer. I am going to head to the gym, but for right now, I'm going to throw on the screen a kind of overview of the workout from this morning, and then we're going to go into that workout. So get ready to take a screenshot. Right, 3, 2, 1. Got it? Get it? Got it? Good. All right, enjoy this workout, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. All right, everybody, welcome to the workout portion of this video. Today is a push workout with a primary focus on shoulders and then a little bit of chest and some triceps thrown in. Now, starting off, always make sure you properly warm up your shoulders, do some nice dynamic stretching, get those rotator cuffs warmed up. The #1 injury for most people is usually either wrists or shoulders, and it's because primarily you don't warm up properly. So ensure you do a nice solid warm up before starting any kind of pressing movement, especially before going too heavy. And this applies to just about every body group or every muscle group that you're working. Doesn't matter what it is, a nice proper warm up is always something that you want to be doing before you start any kind of workout. Now, like we did, or like you saw with the workout clip, hopefully you screenshot that, we're starting off with an overhead press, dumbbells, going fairly heavy, focusing on a little lower rep range of around 6 to 8, but trying to keep control of the weight through the entire range of motion. You notice I wasn't throwing anything around, controlling it the whole way, and just trying to really focus on that little heavier side of the movement. Now, once I finished that, then I moved into a incline dumbbell bench press. Again, going a little bit heavier, around 8 to 10 reps, just trying to focus on pump here. So with the dumbbell overhead press, we were focusing on a little bit more weight, so keeping the rest time a little bit longer, say around 60 to 90 seconds, whereas everything else in this workout, the ideal rest time is going to be around 30 seconds or less. That's right, or less. So generally for my workouts, I'll do 1, maybe 2 kind of heavier compound movements where my rest time is going to be kind of on average around 60 to 90, even 120 seconds. And then everything else I could try to keep between 15 to 30, maybe 45 seconds maximum rest time. That just helps keep the intensity up, and that's kind of the way I prefer to train. You guys can do whatever you prefer, but that's how we're going to be doing it in these workouts and for this series primarily. So incline dumbbell bench press, 4 sets, 8 to 10, maybe 12 reps, keeping that intensity high. Then we moved into an upright barbell row. Again, starting out with the more heavier compound movements. One thing you will notice with this movement in particular for me is I do as many reps as I possibly can with as strict a form as possible. And then once I physically can't get the bar up and row it up anymore with that strict form, then I start using momentum in order to basically cheat a few reps and kind of push past that failing point. It's just kind of an intensity technique to help push past plateaus and encourage extra hypertrophy and muscle growth. However, you want to be really careful when doing these kinds of things, because if you aren't smart about it, you can definitely injure yourself. So be careful, take that with kind of a grain of salt and do it how you would prefer, but it's just kind of what I liked to do, or what I felt like doing that day. Today, bleh. Anyway, on to the next exercise. It's actually going to be a tri-set, not a superset, a tri-set. So we're going to be doing 3 exercises in a row and basically resting after we do the 3 exercises and then repeating all 3 of them. So similar to a superset where you're doing about 2 exercises back to back, instead this time we're going to be doing 3 exercises. First one is dumbbell lateral raises. We're going 12, maybe 15, even 20 reps, getting lots of volume here. And then we're going to go straight into a bent over rear delt fly. For this one, I just used plates, because most of the dumbbells that are around like 12 and a half, 15, 10 pounds were being used, but I just grabbed a couple plates, works really well. And then moved into a cable face pull. Now, cable face pulls are one of my favorite movements to target the rear delts. And with this, there's a lot of different ways you can do this movement. However, you can see here my grip position and the angle of the cable. I tend to like to pull kind of from a higher angle down. It allows me to feel not just my rear delt, but also kind of the top head and the lateral head of my delt a little bit more. I guess not necessarily the top head, but the top portion, kind of that cap of my delt and the lateral head along with my rear delt. So hopefully that makes sense. And like I said, 3 total sets of each exercise, superset together, tri-set, whatever you want to call it. Then after that, I moved into an incline lateral raise. So this is something that I haven't done in a long time. Probably won't be doing it again. It wasn't feeling too great. I only ended up doing 2 sets of this. Whereas I was supposed to do 3, but I just wasn't feeling the movement, especially on my left side. With this one, you want to take the bench up to about a 45-degree angle, maybe even a little bit less, and then essentially you're just going to be doing a lateral raise from that position. Now, one thing to note with this movement is it's a lot more difficult than standing or even a cable, so you're going to want to keep the rope, or you're going to want to keep the weight pretty light. As you can see, I'm using 10s, and even that was almost a little bit too heavy. But the entire point of this movement is it keeps constant tension on the head, on the lateral head of the delt through the entire range of motion. So you can have constant tension on that muscle from the very bottom of the movement all the way through to the peak contraction at the top. Versus, say, a standing lateral raise, when the weight is down, even like, say, the bottom quarter to half of the movement, you're not going to have as much tension on that muscle as you would for the top quarter and the top half of the movement. So a kind of incline or lying lateral raise allows you to put more emphasis on the bottom portion of that movement and basically reverses the tension dynamics. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, leave a comment down below and I'll kind of elaborate a little bit more. But after that, then I did a standing skull crusher. For that, I like to use the preacher curl bench just as a back support. And then for that one, it was like 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Again, going a little bit heavier, just focusing on really squeezing and stretching the muscle out. And then I went into a machine dip. Now, usually I like to use a plate-loaded machine just because the machines that I usually use feel a little bit better, but this one isn't too bad. Big thing is you can see here the angle that my back is at. I'm not flat against the bench or the machine, which now I am, but I was just trying to force out a few more reps. But I wasn't flat against it, and the reason for that was to basically put me in a little bit more isolated position on my triceps and avoid hitting my chest as much. Whereas when you're sitting upright on that machine, you tend to incorporate a little bit more chest, which is what I didn't want. Finished the workout off with 3 AMRAP or failure sets of push-ups, basically doing as many as I possibly could. And that was the workout for today. As you guys saw earlier, hit up 30 minutes of cardio later on in the day. But overall, pretty good push workout. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Also, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and like the video. Bye.